General system architecture. So basically in general system in computer architecture, the general system architecture is divided into two major classification units. First is the stored program control concept, and second is the flying classification. Basically stored program control concept is nothing but it is basically depend upon the where your program is going to store and how it will be stored. Okay. So first we are looking about the store program concept. So in a store program control concept, these are the few things we need to know. So basically in the store program control concept, storage of the instruction will be inside the memory, and this particular concept is introduced late 1940s by the John von Neumann. And in this particular concept, program will be stored in the binary format / hex format. Okay. And first electronic numerical integrator computer was the first computing system which is designed in early 1940s based upon the storage concept. So first computer comes in picture depending upon the storage concept. So as per this, storage program concept can be further divided in the three basic parts. First is a von Neumann model, general purpose system, and parallel processing. Now we are looking for the von Neumann model. Von Neumann model is nothing but in this architecture, program and data stored in the same memory. Okay, so here we have a problem, we don't have a very good bandwidth. So to enhance the bandwidth, Harvard architecture comes in picture. In this architecture, program and data stored in the same memory, so we require different buses. So due to that, our bandwidth will be enhanced in the Harvard architecture. Okay. And next is a general purpose system. General purpose system is any kind of computer which contain the basic units like CPU, memory, input and output. So such kind of system is a general purpose system. Third is a parallel processing. So basically parallel processing is nothing but if we are talking about the 8 core processor, octa core processor. 8 core is nothing but a octa core. We heard the quad core processor. So here the meaning of parallel processing means when you are transferring a multiple data bit at once. Assume it if you have a 2 core processor and your processor data bit will be 64 bit, assume it. So the meaning of this, your 64 into 2, that much data transfer at once, that is the meaning of this. So this particular thing is called the parallel processing, means 64 into 2, that data simultaneously transfer from the processor. Assume it if you have quad core, so I am writing 4 core and your processor 64 bit processor. So what will happen, 64 bit, 64 multiply 4, so that much data can transfer at once. If you have a 8 core processor, octa core processor, and your processor is a 64 bit processor, so here 64 multiply 8, that much data can be transferred at once. So that is called the parallel processing. Now the next question, what is the advantage of parallel processing? You are getting a high speed. Assume it if you are sending one big image, so if your processor having a parallel processing, so in that condition that image stream very fast. Okay, that is the meaning of parallel processing. Now next classification is the flying classification. Flying classification of computer basically based upon the instruction and data are streamed. Okay, so streaming of the instruction and data, that basis flying classification can be a 4 type. So basically how this concept comes in picture. So MJ Flynn was the person who proposed the classification of organization of a computer system by the basis of number instruction and data items are manipulated simultaneously, means instruction and data are streamed simultaneously. On that basis Flynn classified the computer in 4 types. Okay. So before going to the classification, we will clarify some terms. What is the meaning of IS? IS is nothing but an instruction stream. Okay, so what is the instruction stream? When the sequence of the instruction read from the memory, that is called the instruction stream. Okay, assume it if you have a program. Okay, so program, we know set of instruction. Set of instruction is called the program. Okay, so here the set of instruction in the program. So assume it your set of instruction is 1 to 10. 1 to 10, this is your size of program, 10 line of code, and instruction is you have assume 10 instruction. So if you are streaming this sequence of instruction, means 1 to 10 instruction you are fetching together, so you are saying this is called the instruction stream. Okay, now next is the data stream. So what is data stream? When the sequence of data is fetching together, that is called the data stream. Assume it you have this data 20, 30, 25, 35, 25, 67. So when you are fetching this particular data, so we are saying this is called the data streams. Okay, another example for the data stream, assume it you have an image. So image having a like this is the size 120 cross 120. So when you are when your data, this particular pixel is fetching together, we are saying this is called the data stream. Okay, means we are buffering the data. Now next is the classification of the flying classification of the computer. So first classification is a single instruction stream and single data stream. So basically this classification depending upon how many data and instruction streaming at once or together. So in single instruction stream and single data stream is basically what will happen. Assume it if you have a this particular instruction, and in this instruction, as you know, 7000H contain the meaning of this instruction. Assume it this one. Okay, so if your processor fetching one particular data at a time and one particular instruction at a time, so that kind of computer is called the single instruction stream and single data stream. Example of this, uniprocessor. Okay, next is a single instruction stream and multiple data stream. Okay, so here we are discussing single instruction stream and multiple data. So assume it if you have a this line of code, you have a this line of code, this is your code, assume it, this is your code, assume it, this is the second line of your code. Okay, and then you are again writing add b. Okay, so here what is a single instruction stream and multiple data stream? If your processor only fetching one instruction at a time, can stream only one instruction at a time, but processor can fetch all that particular data at once, that is called the single instruction stream and multiple data stream. So basically this is called the multiple this is used in the parallel computing. Parallel computing means we already discussed is this one, 8 core and 64 bit. So here what is happened, 8 into 64, this is basically data. 8 into 64 data can be transferred. This is the multiple data stream, and we are saying single instruction, so you can say your program is a set of instructions, so one line of instruction execute at once or it can stream once. Okay, now next is the multiple instruction stream and single data stream. So here if we have a this line of code, so this all instruction can be streamed at once, and but only one data can stream. So that is called the single multiple instruction stream and single data stream. Example is a pipeline. Pipeline means assume it assume it your processor having right now 3 instructions. Okay, so your 3 instruction, the meaning of instruction is assume it this xx, this is the meaning of this one, and this yy, the meaning of this, and okay of this, okay of this. Okay, so what is the pipeline? Basically xx, yy and zz. Okay, so when the processor is fetching and decoding and executing of this particular instruction, these two instruction is in queue, so that is called the pipeline. You can take another example. Assume it if I am taking the viva of 64 students. Okay, so 64 student, how I'm taking a viva? At a time I'm taking a one student. Okay, so when I'm taking a student viva of one students, rest of the 6 students in a queue. So that in basically in pipeline. So I don't need to wait for the another students. This 6 students already in queue. Call the basically call the pipeline. Next multiple instruction stream and multiple data stream. So as we already know, when we are streaming multiple data at once, we are saying multiple. We are fetching multiple instruction at once. We are saying multiple instruction stream. So here this all instruction fetch at once. Talking about, and if you are talking about the data, so data, this all data fetch at once. So that is called the multiple instruction stream and multiple data stream. Okay, the example is the multiple processor. Okay, multi-core processor, we can say that thing. Okay, now the next topic is we are discussing about the computer register. Basically the register used by the processor, central processing unit, are often called as the processor register. So we already discussed what kind of register contained by the 8085 processor. So here, for your better understanding, I am going to compare these register with the processor register. So here we discuss A is the accumulator, B, C, D, E, H, L. These are the registers. P, C, program counter, stack pointer. These can be used as a pair B, C, D, E, H, L. Okay. Now in a generalized way, what are the registers? Data registers, symbolic notifications are DR. Data register is nothing but which can hold the data values. Okay, so like A, B, C, D, it can hold any values. Address registers are the register which can hold the memory address. So here the PC and SP is the address registers. Okay, if you are talking about the accumulator, so accumulator is this one accumulator, and here we are saying this is the accumulator. It's the also processor register which can use for the data. Instruction register, this is also the inside of the processor, so it will hold the opcode, or we can say the instruction code. So here in the processor we also having an instruction register, but we are not using this thing in a programming. This is the inside processing of the processor. Okay, next is the program counter. So here also we have a program counter which can store the address of the next instruction to be executed. Okay, then we are talking about the temporary register. So temporary register here W and Z, which is not accessible by TR. That's called the TR. That's called the TR, temporary register. Next is the input register and output register, which carries the input character, and output register which carries the output character. So in 8085 we are writing in ATH instruction. So here ATH port data will be inside the A. So here A can be input register. What is the meaning of out ATH? Accumulator content will be transferred to the port. So here A is the output register. In case of here we have this input register and output register. Okay, another example we can take if we wanted to send the sensor data on the LED. So sensor data consider inside the input register, and LED blinking data consider for the output register. Okay,